One, two, three.
Ha cha cha.
Hey, Ange.
Hey Les, how are you?
It's been such a long time, pal. It's like we start out crying. They're gonna be like, "What the heck is
Oh
this? A
my
comedy
god.
routine?"
Oh. Ha cha cha.
Ha cha
Uh,
cha. Showtime.
Jazz hands.
Welcome to another episode of Black Boomer Besties from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
You're
Oh
kind of
my gosh.
giddy. Where you
Yeah,
at?
I'm
Where
kidding.
you at, Ange?
I am in Oregon, Oregon, Oregon,
Or Reagan?
Oregon, Oregon. I think it's. I asked someone today, and
You
she
did?
said it was Oregon, like
Oregon.
Gun,
So
Oregon.
it's not Oregon.
It is not, and
It's Oregon. Like origin, but Oregon.
yes, and that's just
Yeah.
one person. I may ask a few others
I
while I'm
think you
here,
should. Because I
just
don't
to
want to
see.
go around saying Oregon.
I think you would say it wrong just
I
on
would say
purpose anyway.
Oregon. What's
So
up, Pally? What you
yes.
doing on the west coast
Oh
of
my
these
gosh.
here United States?
Let me tell you, working like a serf. Um, Came out here with my youngin, the youngest son. Um, as you
You
all know,
mean
he
the
graduated.
the one that graduated magna cum laude?
That one exactly. And so he moved out here. This is the thing. Like I have three children, as you all know, and each of them have different needs. And so I've been telling them from the beginning, it's about equity. It's not equal. It's about equity. So I
Mm.
give each one what they need, so they have different needs. And if they're trying to, I usually don't get that. I very rarely get that kind of you do this and you don't do that kind of shtick.
Uh-huh.
But maybe it's because I tell them from the get. It's like that you may need this, you may this, you have different likes, you have different dislikes. Anyway, so what I'm doing for this one is, I'm in a lounge at his apartment, and the ice maker just stopped making that
Oh, good. It
awful
sounded
noise.
like a dog barking or like a dog fight outside, but
It,
good.
it was something, yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway, I am here with him in Portland, and he's gotten a really nice, big studio apartment. It looks like a one bedroom, but
Mm-hmm.
the wall doesn't go all the way up, kind of thing. Nice view of the Columbia River, and
Wow.
if you guys, um, you may have seen on my live on YouTube, I gave a little tour of where I am. I'm in the lounge right now because he does not yet have internet.
Mm.
It's going to take a few days for him to get it, so I come down here and work in between
The
carrying
work, the real
furniture.
work.
Real work. Listen, I'm a Facebook Marketplace gal.
Mm.
I'm a Craigslist gal. I'm a thrifting gal. I know how to find bargains, good quality stuff that people are selling. I also sell on these platforms. And I found some really nice stuff for my son, and we have rented trucks and gone to and fro. He kind of navigates like the path there and back and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been doing that. It's been a lot of fun hanging with him and getting his place set up. His colors are black, gray, beige.
Well, he's a young man. I mean, and those colors are kind of in. So,
It
so,
bores me
so let
still.
me ask you this: any pushback, like, I don't like that. That's too fancy. Or, Ma, let me do
Um,
this. Or, I don't like that.
not really, because I'm going into it kind of what I do. I send him a bunch of stuff, and I was like, just thumbs up or thumbs down, or give me a heart if you
That's
really
good.
like it.
That's
And
good.
so we've been doing that. And
He could say he likes everything and just toss it when you walk out the door. When you go into the West Coast again, you won't
oh,
know.
listen, he said we had such a hard time. The love seat wasn't so bad, but we got a love seat and sofa, really nice leather stuff.
Hmm.
And I almost gave up with the getting the couch.
Wow.
It was, and it was actually in a hilly, we got it from like a hilly part of town, and so we had to take
Hmm.
it up like a, it felt like a hill. It was an
Wait,
incline.
what do you mean? You were walking with this on your back? What are you talking about? I had to take it
No,
up a hill.
we parked the truck in front of the house, and they didn't mention this in the post, but we had to go down. It was in their basement, and so there was outside access to their
Oh,
basement
you had to
down the
get it.
hill.
Yeah.
So we had to lift the stuff up the hill. I'm like, do you know how old I am? Do you know how old I am?
I'm a
But he, in
boomer.
fact, does know. I'm a boomer, but I'm a strong boomer. So we got it. The getting it in the truck wasn't the hard part. The hard part was getting it into the apartment where we wanted it
Hmm.
to rest. But anyway, so I've been just recognizing how much my body has served me. It continues to serve me. I need to treat it with the honor and gratitude that it deserves.
That's
And
true.
I'm going to really keep that to heart and take good care of it because it really like, I was shocked. And then he decides he wants a king size bed. And I'm like, king
Ooh.
size bed? I said,
Wait a minute.
listen, but he's tall. And so he's
That
like,
ain't
Mom,
why
I'm
he wants
tired
a
of,
king size bed.
listen, could you rather not? Some people like to think about, like to intervene, whatever, with their children and their partners, whatever. Why do I want to think about what my kids are doing in
You
bed?
don't have
Why
to.
do I?
I'm thinking it.
I mean,
Get
that
him
is
a
what the
twin
haunting
bed.
things. That's what.
Get to him. I'll buy you a twin bed for free. None of that
That's
hanky
not.
panky
Isn't there going to be a lot more hankying and pankying in a
and
twin
a
bed than
twin,
in a
maybe.
king? They can go to each corner on the
Yeah, yeah.
king. But anyway, his bedroom can definitely accommodate it with two nightstands. So we got a king
Wow.
size bed. And
Nice.
anyway, so that has been. Oh, that's not. Is that ting in there, Les?
No,
No,
it's just
just
water.
water.
The party's over for me. What a
Oh
whirlwind
my
I've had.
goodness. Anyway, so that's what, and hopefully he'll get his new car tomorrow. I don't need this, God willing. If it's for him, it will be his.
Hmm.
So just tired but grateful. And one of the reasons why I'm here, the other reason is because somebody else has been away, and I needed something to occupy my time because this was hard, Les. I mean, we did talk, but not the 5 times a day. It was like maybe
Yeah,
every three
it was,
days.
that's true. So
I
I
suffered.
I just came back from 2 glorious, busy, crazy weeks in Costa Rica.
I'm so happy for you.
I know. That's your happy face.
I'm happy. I'm looking forward to when we go together. But yeah, so
So
all about it. Don't
people
leave out any details.
who our fans know that I've been looking to explore and introduce some ease, as our friend Stephanie Perry would say, into my life. And she's a big proponent actually on traveling to and from Costa Rica. I've never been. I've been
You
as
had
far
never been.
I'd never been. The furthest south I've traveled was to Central America and Guatemala.
On your
But
mission trip, which was a
yes,
very different,
different experience. But
very
Costa
different
Rica is
experience.
2 countries down below that. It sits in between Nicaragua and Panama.
Okay, Panama.
Yeah. So I went with some friends and
I did tell you I have family there. Did I tell you?
I don't
You know, I
remember.
mean, like like my grandfather's whole family is in Panama, like that side of the family. My middle name,
Oh, Panama. I thought you said in
I'm
Costa
sorry,
Rica.
in Costa Rica, in
Uh-huh.
Costa Rica.
I might have
Um,
recalled something like that. Yeah.
yeah, my mother gave both my sister and I, her aunt, Minette, whose family is in Costa Rica. She's not alive anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do you know what
her
part?
name, I don't know, but my sister has letters from my
Oh,
mother corresponding
yes.
with them, their generations after. My grandfather was the only one who was born in Jamaica. All the rest of his
Oh,
siblings are
Costa Rican?
Costa Rican. Yeah. So
Wow.
anyway, he married a Panamanian. One of his brothers married a Panamanian. That's
Uh,
probably how you heard me talking about
yeah,
my
yeah.
mother has traveled there to visit her. Anyway, I digress. Go ahead, talk.
You're going all the way around. But much like what I did in Costa Rica.
Oh yeah,
So we were there for about 14 days.
that is
And
incredible.
yeah, it was such
God
a
is good.
whirlwind. We started on the northwestern corner in the
Mm-hmm.
Guanacaste region, which is
Okay.
probably the most familiar to tourists.
Mm-hmm.
We were in Tamarindo.
Ooh, tambrin, as we say in
Yeah,
Jamaica.
beautiful resort.
Mm,
Uh, we did a lot of walking. It was very hot. The beaches were beautiful and the
mm,
people were very friendly, but
okay.
it was a typical busy
Mm-hmm.
tourist area, and which
Okay.
was nice.
Right, right.
But we had plans because
Oh,
we had plans to go and visit many regions in the
okay.
country.
Okay.
So we stayed a few days at a resort in
Mm-hmm.
Tamarindo.
Mm-hmm.
And then we traveled to one thing I'll say about Costa Rica that I've learned is that it's very rich in natural resources,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and they're very conservation conscious,
Gotcha.
the
Okay.
entire country, and
That's wonderful.
tourism being their main source of income.
Mm-hmm.
They have this tourism thing down on lock. From the
Wow.
70s, they really
Okay.
started conservation efforts, and the
Yes.
biodiversity is just amazing.
Wow.
Um, the combination and the variety of birds and
Mm.
other wildlife and creatures
Mm-hmm.
and fauna, flora. It's just
Mm-hmm.
really,
Mm-hmm.
really, and you see a different thing depending on every region, different
Ah,
regions.
okay, okay,
So
okay. Yeah,
Costa
no,
Rica,
eco tourism is really big there.
very,
Mm-hmm.
very, yeah.
Okay.
So we started out there. I was going to say something else, but I lost my train of thought real quick. But oh, this is what I was going to talk about, the climate. Okay, so it's rainy season right
Oh,
now.
okay,
Rainy
okay,
season in Costa Rica is from May to December, perhaps.
okay.
Um, so
That's a
obviously
long,
it
wow.
rains. It's a long rainy
Because it's
season.
a rainforest, I guess.
Well,
Is
there
that,
are
does that?
rainforests, but not all
Okay,
of it is rainforest. But
right.
where the
Okay.
beaches are rain and then sun, and we did not get
Mm,
a lot of rain there, which was
mm,
great.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But then it's also rich in volcanoes.
Really?
So it is said that you really got to go see. They're not active volcanoes. I don't
Right,
remember when they were last active,
right.
but from Tamarindo, we
Mm-hmm.
took a 3-hour ride
A 3 hour
to
tour. The
it felt
weather
like that.
started getting rough.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost.
But we
The
weren't
minnow
lost.
would be lost.
So you're aging yourself. But anyway,
I
Gulligan.
care. I could care less.
Anyway, Gulligan. Um,
Gulligan.
Gilligan.
Gilligan. It's the
Gilligan.
Culligan man
It's
and
yeah, yeah,
Gilligan's
yeah.
Island.
So anyway, so we went to La Fortuna next to see the volcano Arenal.
Okay. Hmm.
Um,
Can you
Beautiful.
say the
And we're
word
gonna
again, the place again? I'm sorry.
La Fortuna,
La Fortuna, like
La
fortune?
Fortuna, yes,
Fortuna.
and
Okay.
Volcan Arenal.
Aranal. Okay, got
Speaking
it.
of La Fortuna,
Yes.
You would have been so proud of me. I would say I spoke eight, 75% Spanish while I was there
Wow, you
and
really
forced
have.
myself to
Yes,
get
I love that.
menus in Spanish when
Nice.
they had the nerve to look at me and say, "Would you like an English language
That must have been crazy.
menu?"
They're
No,
mad. They don't
gracias.
know. They don't know.
Quiero en español solamente. Then when their back was turned,
Ay,
I would
no
go to Google
gringo.
Translate. Actually, that's not true because I really had no internet access for almost 2 weeks, which was
Wow.
glorious,
Wow.
glorious,
Mm. That's
very
what you say.
limited.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Um,
I
so
suffered.
anyway,
I suffered.
but you were with me in spirit, darling. So
Okay.
we stayed there a few days, and then from there we took another 3 hour plus trip into the capital city of San Jose. And I
Mm.
really wanted to see San Jose because I
Mm.
wanted to get a sense of what the city was like.
Okay.
And it really is a
So
typical
that's not on the
city.
coast?
No,
Okay.
that's centrally located.
Gotcha. Okay. Mm-hmm.
There's two international airports and many local
Mm.
municipal airports, but we
Mm-hmm.
flew into Liberia, which is in the
Okay.
northwest, closest to Tamarindo.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another one in San Jose. But anyway, I'm making a 2 week story, 2 weeks long.
It's
So
no one's complaining.
from so from San Jose, we stayed there a couple days and saw the sights and did a lot of walking. And
Mm-hmm.
because I really, in my ideas about possible places for relocation, I wanted
Right.
to get a sense of
Yeah.
where I might want to spend a couple of months a year or something
Sure.
like that.
Sure.
So I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to get a sense of what the city was like and looked at real estate.
Mm.
Not necessarily in depth, but different houses or apartments
Right.
or condos or things
Right.
like that.
Right.
From
Mm-hmm.
there, we headed to the rainforest.
Oh, I remember that phone call. That was
It's an experience. It's something that I said reminded me of going to the road to Hana in Maui.
okay.
It's
All right.
something that you want to experience,
Uh
but you
huh.
never, ever, ever, ever have to do it again. So
Checked off the
remember, I
list.
just said that there are two climates in Costa Rica. In the
Yeah.
rainforest, there's two climates as well:
Okay.
rain
Yes.
and more rain.
Wow. Wow. Rain and torrents. Okay.
And
Wow. Mm.
it almost seemed there was all right. So we stayed essentially in a tree house,
Okay. Oh my gosh.
um, with a bathroom and running water, but there
Right.
were no windows. It was all
Okay.
just screens around the
No
sides,
glass,
no glass.
but you can
No,
look out. Okay.
you
Mm-hmm.
can look out.
Mm-hmm. I can't imagine you.
I
I can't imagine.
I just kept saying, like, first of all, it was so loud at night because the
Mm-hmm.
monkeys would drop and throw things onto the roofs.
Oh my gosh.
And then, I mean, you would hear like, you know, like, what is that? What is that? How close? And then when it rained so hard
Mm-hmm.
that it felt like a movie set.
Wow.
And
Wow.
you can't really carry 2 weeks worth of clothing with you, if you're
Mm-hmm.
moving around so much.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we intended to, wash our things and let them
Right.
dry or whatever.
Right. Right.
Things don't dry in the rainforest.
Wow. So.
Oh no, there will
Oh.
be no drying in the rainforest. You can wet them if you'd like, but you will not have any dry clothes.
They will remain
I
so.
mean, they're just,
Oh
I'm
my
wondering, like, what
gosh.
do people do? I don't think that they have
Wow.
dryers necessarily everywhere. I can't
Right.
imagine what people do.
Wow. They adapt. We're used to having
And
dry. Yeah, they adapt, I'm sure. Mm.
so you had to get there only by boat.
Oh my gosh.
So if there's no running to the local supermarket or I need a snack at 10 p.m. Let me run. There'll be no
Let me
running.
go get some Cheetos.
And you don't want
Oh
to keep any
no.
food in your sleeping quarters
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you might have some company looking for your food.
Oh no. No late
I've
night
never
snacking.
experienced anything
Wait,
like
Leslie,
it.
they're like, if you snack, we all
We
snack.
all snack. And then
Oh my
one
God.
night in the rainforest,
No, I'm afraid.
the guide said, don't turn on your outside lights because we have maybugs. Remember
What?
the cicadas at your place when we were there? The volume of these maybugs may be 3 times that much.
What?
I was, and they were huge, black
What?
beetles.
Right. Many
I
of
mean,
them.
they were just hitting things like, Ange, you know how I am
I
about.
do. I
Let me
do.
just tell
I
you,
do.
I was so afraid.
Oh, I'm
I
so
didn't get the
sorry.
picture of the people sweeping up mounds of them in the morning. That the mounds were about a foot tall,
They were
mounds of
not.
dead ones.
They were not.
I swear to God, it
No.
was a mound. My friend said to me, "Turn around and look," and I said, "Why would you show me that?" So I couldn't look again. And I was so frightened because there was a light by where we were, where I was sleeping.
Right.
So they were everywhere they
Yeah.
were everywhere.
Right. Right.
And I had sandals on, so I had to cross them to get there. It was like the gauntlet, you know how like I felt like I was being hazed. So it's when I got inside
I
and
don't know
closed
how
the
you did it.
door,
Yeah.
I just started crying. It's like I
Oh.
made it. I was just crying.
Oh,
I
I'm
was
so
so, it was
sorry.
horrible. It was
Oh.
awful,
I'm
awful.
so
I'll never go
Isaiah
there again.
Isaiah just saw two
Night of the
spiders like
Living Dead.
outside. No, he saw two spiders outside and he was talking about how big. And I'm like, you're like
Oh, you
Auntie
should have seen the
Leslie. Every
spiders.
time she sees a spider, she says, look, Ange, it's as big as my head.
Oh
So I
my gosh,
know how
these were
you get around
so
bugs. I am
frightening.
so
I couldn't
sorry. Oh
eat,
no.
and I was just
Oh,
like moving my legs so nothing would land. It was
oh
awful. It was really,
no.
really something. And obviously the
Wow.
mosquitoes were just eating
Right,
us alive.
right,
And
right.
you had to get, but when we took boat rides to look at nature, I saw crocodiles, I
Oh
saw
my
heron, which
God.
you know heron are not my friend because they ate up my koi.
Your
um
poor koi.
and it was just it was such a surreal. I
Wow.
felt like, is it Attenborough,
Oh, ooh,
Richard
Richard
Attenborough,
Attenborough.
the nature guy?
Is
How
that
about
him?
Jane Goodall?
Jane Goodall is gorillas.
Okay, okay. But so
Crocodile Dundee.
so
I don't.
from the rainforest in Tortuguero, I went to my favorite. Actually, the rainforest was my favorite part, believe it or not, because it was so otherworldly, you
Otherworldly,
know.
yeah, yeah.
But then I went to where I could definitely see myself not only living but returning several
Mm,
times.
with me this
Puerto,
time, could you just say that?
yes,
You're not saying that enough.
because it's
You're not saying
implied.
that enough because
It's
I would have
implied. You
been
know, I
with you
got you.
if.
I got you.
Okay, all
So I
right.
was in
Just
Puerto
need a little.
Viejo, which
Where?
is Puerto Viejo. That's in the
Puerto
Limon
Viejo.
area. So that's
Okay,
southeast. That's on the Caribbean side.
okay.
The other places they would say is on the Pacific side.
Got it.
So
Okay.
this is by the Caribbean Sea. So there's more Caribbean flavor. It's
Mm.
45 minutes from Panama.
Ah,
And
okay.
it's just such a different vibe. The people are
Nice, nice.
browner.
Okay.
They have hair like mine. You
I
know,
see,
they
I
offered
see.
me weed as soon as I got
Okay.
there.
Now, why would they?
I don't understand. Do
And you're
I
like,
look like a
no, thank
pothead?
you. That's not. You do
Who
not.
told you
You
I
do
said
not.
no, thank you?
I know you did. I
But
know you did. Mhm.
but But yeah, we really had a nice time in that area.
That's so
So let me
lovely.
just, before I close, let me just
Yeah.
go through. So we stayed in 6 different sleeping areas or
Okay.
hotels,
Okay.
different types, from a few resort styles
Mm.
with all the amenities to a tree house to regular down in the city. It was just
Wow.
so let
Wow.
me tell you the
Time
transportation
well
that
spent. Okay.
I was on in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I was on a jet plane,
I'm leaving on a jet plane.
all right.
Okay. Yes.
I was on a 12-seater plane.
Okay. I don't have a song for that one. Okay.
Okay. We took a bus, like a Greyhound bus at one point.
Okay. I don't have a
We
song for that
took
one.
a van, like a 15-seater van at one point. We were
Okay.
in a car because we were in Uber a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I told you we were in a boat, several boats,
Yes.
because of we were in a place only accessible by boat. But so to get
Right.
to a store, to look at
Right.
whatever, you had to get
Right.
on a boat.
What kind of boat? Could you describe the boat?
Well, there were a couple,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't really know what they're called, but I guess they're like these tour boats, not a yacht,
Okay.
but a little
So
more rustic than that. With
no
a
one rowing.
No,
It
we
was
were not in
a
a
motorboat.
canoe or
Okay.
no,
Okay.
no, but it was one of those. I guess you call it maybe a 20-seat boat.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And not a
And then
catamaran.
every time, I don't really know what a catamaran is, but anyway, every time you had to get on, you had to get on your sit with your life vest on.
Right. Of course.
And
I
that's how
wore
I
that
sat.
too.
I sat like this. Yeah. But in one of the tours we were on, we're in the rainforest. It's
Mm-hmm.
pouring raining.
Mm.
So here I am sitting in a poncho in the soaking wet
Oh, look at
rain.
that.
Look at that. Look at you.
That's, that's
Double
not what
thumbs
rain
up.
looks like, but
That's
okay.
not what rain, but I'll take it. So, sitting in a poncho, covered in a poncho,
Mm-hmm.
looking at the stuff, but I'll tell you this, next time, if you go into the rainforest,
Mm-hmm.
for obvious reasons, take a poncho.
Right.
Umbrellas aren't really necessary, but
Right.
waterproof clothing would be helpful. And you want to
Mm.
take binoculars.
Oh,
You
okay.
want to take binoculars. The birds
Okay.
are just beautiful.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. That's where you see God's diversity. Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
reptiles, and like I said, I
Mm.
saw crocodiles from large ones to little ones, and
Right.
it's like
Right.
as long as he stays over there,
Yeah.
he's all right. You know.
Because you have issues with lizards, so I know.
Yeah, I'm used to the geckos in Florida, but these were not little geckos. I'll put some pictures on. Um,
Mm.
and then from Puerto Viejo, we stayed there a couple days, and then
Mm.
took the little the let me tell you about the 12-seater plane experience real quick.
Oh Lord.
They told us that you strictly could not bring more than 40 pounds, 40 kilograms
Okay.
of luggage. So
Okay.
when I heard that, I'm like, oh my gosh, because you know me, I like to buy souvenirs, and
Yeah.
already I'm
Yeah.
busting out and all of
Yeah.
this. I'm like, turns out I had 46 kilograms, but they let me on, right?
Oh wow.
So,
Okay.
okay, fine, got that. Didn't, so I had that bag and I had a carry on.
Hmm.
Didn't I have to get on the scale with my carry on? After he weighed
Wow.
the bag,
Oh
he's like, okay, now
no.
you get on. I'm like, what? I looked
Oh
around like
no.
in public.
Nobody mentioned that.
No. And I'm like, I guess I understand why they need to
You
see.
don't want it to go down. Oh
But
my
I'm
God.
like, of all the indignities, I
Well,
had to get
I've
with
never.
my bag over and step on the scale. I'm like, the bag is heavy. The
I've got
bag
some
is
loot in
very
the bag.
heavy.
I got some volcanic rock in the bag.
Wow.
Oh,
That was something else. I'm like, oh my goodness. But
oh my
and then
gosh,
going
that's
up, and I
funny.
got pictures from there, and it was
Right.
it was just
Oh
what a
man.
trip.
That's beautiful. That's
Yeah, and then
beautiful.
we flew back. So I've been back
Yeah.
about 5 days now.
Oh man,
And
that's awesome.
I'd go again. I can't wait to show you the pictures and share. But
Yeah.
Costa Rica, it's definitely on the
It's
list.
on the list. It's on the list.
So
All right.
next place on the list,
Mm-hmm.
I could see myself taking a look at. Maybe you can come with me when I go to Panama,
Mm-hmm.
or
Very nice.
I want to explore Portugal also.
Oh,
I hear
Portugal. I would
Portugal is
love to go to
very expat Black woman friendly.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try Senegal too. I want to see
Mm.
what that's like. Jess has
Mm-hmm.
been exploring that,
I see. I see.
researching, and it sounds really
Yeah. So I
interesting.
got to keep reading about these places and all, but
Mm-hmm.
I definitely could see myself slowing down at work. And
Yeah.
I had a call to. I was on call 2 days ago, and I
Mm-hmm.
worked probably 24 hours straight with
Wow.
like an hour and a half break in between. And I'm like, I
Wow.
am not made for this anymore. This is
Wow.
for those young people,
Mm. Especially
No,
coming
thank
back
you.
from that two
Yeah,
weeks and
yeah,
then,
it was
yeah,
pretty
that
intense.
abrupt.
So
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Well, you don't look worse for the wear.
thank you.
And
I
I'm
didn't
so
lose my
glad
teeth. I
that
don't have them in my
you
mouth,
did.
but I didn't lose my teeth while I was there.
Uh-huh.
But
Excellent. Okay. Very good. I don't know why you call them your teeth. You're so nuts.
what else do
Um,
people take in and out of their mouth? You know,
Invisalign.
yeah, yeah, but it's too much to say Invisalign. It's like my teeth. Where are your teeth? Where are your teeth?
Okay.
My
Okay.
friends were saying, "Where's your teeth? You got your teeth?" You know. So all hands on deck.
All right.
So
Excellent.
I'm happy to be back. Happy to see you, my
Very happy to be
pal.
back. Yes, on the regular, you got to make up for lost time. So I want 10 calls a day.
Mm,
Just like, what you doing? What you doing now?
how you
What
doing?
you doing?
Yeah.
Did you do what you said you were
And
going
you
to
and
do?
you're back
All of
in a
those.
couple days, back on the East Coast.
Yeah, you know what? I decided, I don't know if I told you this, but I decided I'm
Coming to
going to
Jersey?
go to LA. No, I'm going to
Oh.
go to LA and
From
spend some
there?
time with my other son before I fly back. Yeah, I
Oh,
could tell
okay. Mm-hmm.
he wanted to have some family
That's nice.
on his
So you're
soil.
going there on Sunday?
I am,
Nice.
yeah, and I think I'm going to be there 3 or 4 days,
Wow, okay.
and then coming
My
back.
next trip,
Yeah.
I'm going to Florida next week.
Oh,
See mom and,
very good.
you know,
Very good. Yeah, 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 yeah. All
racking
right.
up those frequent flyer
Yes,
miles.
sir. Yes, sir. Um, all right, Les.
Okay.
So I've got to get going because it is, well, it's much later your time than it is my time,
It
but
certainly
I'm still
is.
kind of in this jet lag
Really?
situation. Really, really, because
Mm.
we've been working so hard. We have
Sure,
to,
sure.
like
Yeah.
rest a little bit, and then it throws off my. Anyway, I'm
And you
kind of.
are and you are old, so
I
older
am
people need a little more
happily,
time.
happily, old and wise, old and wise.
There you go. All right, my dear. This has been another episode of this has been the vacation mode episode of Black Boomer Besties from Brooklyn.